Head outside. Planets, meteors and more lighting up the night sky. WRCB Chattanooga. Soyuz rocket reaches ISS in record time. BBC News. BBC News. Your new iPhone 12 should be $38 cheaper. The next web. Microsoft's new look Xbox dashboard is rolling out this week. The Verge. Blue Origin space tourism rocket's test flight, a success. Philstar News. This 75-inch Samsung 4K TV just got a 30% discount, but you better act fast. TechRadar. OnePlus 8T review. Slick phone fully charges in just 37 minutes. The Guardian. Best iPhone Prime Day deals. iPhone 12, iPhone 11 and more. Tom's Guide. Holy Grail, sought for more than a century. Researchers synthesize room temperature superconducting material. SciTech Daily. Minecraft's Steve was codenamed Pickle during Smash Bros. Fighter development. Nintendo